welcome back to the Sports Bar. I'm Ji Hae.
I'm MJ.
Here combining two of our favorite things.
Sports and drinking.
Yay!
Woo!
Speaking of drinking, MJ, what do we have here in commemoration for our next topic coming up? We're going to introduce in a second.
So we have mind erasers. We are going to discuss the actually really serious and unfortunate aspects of mental health and how many players are suffering from this, you know, anxiety, depression, all sorts of things, and just not feeling like they have the platform or the resources available to them that they should. And because we both believe in just being a little snarky about even the most serious of things, laugh to keep from crying all the time, we're gonna just have a mind eraser. You call it insensitive, this is how I deal. So, with that, here we go. Oh, jeez.
Here we go to erasing our minds. Three straws definitely helps. I'm not gonna front.
Oh my god, my brain.
Man. For all those who are like, what the fuck is it, a mind eraser? Just to let you know, this mind eraser is actually my my version of a mind eraser because plain vodka is just gross. So I put in vanilla vodka, Kahlua, and we put in some soda water as well, so we don't just taste the booze. Even though you pretty much just taste the booze and the ice and MJ's freezing head cold.
Oh boy.
But moving on to a more serious topic, less lighthearted on our awesome mind eraser that obviously we totally enjoyed. Professional athletes are finally, there's a small amount of them, but they're finally stepping up, especially with and using the media as their platform to talk about certain health issues that have nothing to do with their, from the neck down, only have to do with their heads. So Kevin Love, I believe yesterday, we're filming this on a Wednesday, he came out and talked about the fact that he had an anxiety attack in early November against the Atlanta Hawks, and he just couldn't breathe. And for all those that have had an anxiety attack, myself included, I feel your pain, man. It sucks. Yeah. You feel like you're having a heart attack. Yeah. You really do. You feel like you cannot breathe. You can't even get up. He was laying on the floor in the training room. He had to go back into the locker room, lay down on the floor in a training room, and nobody could help him. There was nobody that was qualified to help him. You know, this is a huge problem in all professional sports. I think it's kind of ridiculous that, you know, we have all these professional athletes have access to, you know, sports gurus and personal training gurus and guys that are like dietitians and nutritionists and all this other shit, and then, you know, the one thing that everybody needs is mental health, and it's not being provided for them. Yeah. It literally would be like such a small drop in the bucket for these guys to get, you know, help that way.
And they should be encouraged. And you said we were discussing, going over topics earlier, just a few minutes ago, and you said, you used the word coming out. You said that they came out to the media, and, you know, coming out is often, you know, we associate with coming out as gay, which again should not be a big problem, and yet here we are. But that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's gonna be another show, people.
That would be like 8 shows. So,
yeah, seriously.
But it feels sometimes like it has this same stigma of you're coming out and you're telling people this thing that so everyone can relate to.
And you are making yourself vulnerable and making yourself human, which, you know, I was so grateful for, because these guys are human people. For you to think that they are these superheroes and actually Kevin Love in the article said that he's like, I am a 29-year-old man who had to adhere to these, you know, typical male stereotypes of like, you gotta be a man, like turning yourself into a boy to a man and be super manly and I'm tough, and like we don't, you know, we work through our situations and all that other crap.
It's bullshit.
And it's crap. It literally is crap, because you know what, like I have family that actually suffers from mental illness, and it's really difficult. It's a little bit more like, no offense to Kevin Love and what he's going through, because his anxiety attacks, again, they suck.
So brutal.
And, you know, suffering from depression, that sucks as well. But I have, like, you know, schizophrenia runs in my family, and like I have so many things that like this actually really resonates with me.
Absolutely. And I think the one that people talk about all the time is comics are half the time they're all, or I would say probably more than half of them have or have dealt with clinical bipolar depression, things along that nature.
I mean, Tiffany Haddish is a great example of that.
And Trevor Noah like Owen Wilson, I think, was kind of the big,
Oh yeah,
really
huge.
realized. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's favorite, Robin Williams. And that's the thing, is that this inner demon drives them to be funny, to make other people smile. And I think for a lot of these players, anxiety and depression has probably, in some weird way, helped their careers. It's fueled them. It's given them this extra drive. Because you look at professional sports athletes, and then you look at someone else who's really gifted, and you're like, what made you different? I mean, not everyone is 7 feet tall, so there's maybe a little
That
different
kinda helps.
there. It helps. But you can see what makes you go that extra mile. And a lot of times it's not the prettiest part about you. It's not because you have a great work ethic, but it's because you have something inside of you that is literally just pushing you further and further. And these players need to deal with that in a healthy way and chill in a healthy way, and not, I don't know if they're
Not the chip,
overextending themselves.
not like the chip on your shoulder kind of way. Yeah.
Right, or it's okay to sleep if you lost a game, and you don't have to go run laps, or you don't have to go punish yourself for anything. It's got, maybe it's helped you get here, but this isn't how we want our athletes to be great. They should be great in happy way.
Well, and also I personally think that I was listening to Mason in Ireland, and Mason was not on the show, but Ireland was on the show with a few other professional athletes, and what he said really resonated with me. Why are there all these other professionals that are helping these athletes, and
Yeah.
not a shrink, not somebody that's a meditation guru, not somebody that's
Right.
going to help calm and settle their minds, because this definitely, this affects them.
It's real.
It's a huge mental game, people.
Yeah.
The NBA, the NFL, it is hard on the brain, and on top of it, their brains are getting pummeled in. If we don't recall Blake Griffin and his concussion, yeah, you're a Detroit Piston now, but man, that concussion when you were a Clipper, holy fucking shit, I saw you shaking on the floor.
Yeah.
I saw you what happened. And I actually have a really good friend that I've known since he was in grade school, who is a sports shrink, sports psychiatrist, and there needs to be more of you. You need to, more sports shrinks need to come be down to be oh, you guys need a sports psychiatrist?
Right, you could be right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just love to see the business casual
I know,
purple
right?
and gold attire that he would probably show
Oh
up
my
in.
gosh, he'd actually probably show up in his vintage Kobe jersey, number 8 jersey. Anyways, neither here nor there, but it needs to be provided a lot more.
And honestly, I think that especially at first, if teams could just get a sports psychiatrist and require your player, tell them that you have to go for 20 minutes once.
Yeah.
Because people don't, you don't want to be the player that goes to the shrink, but tell your players to go. You've got stuff to say. Everyone's got problems, and
this is one of those things where you don't have to tell the media that you're going to.
No, we don't need to know.
You
We
don't need
want to know. Oh, I want to know. I would so love to be a fly in the wall of any of that. But
I'm sure, but
I don't
you
really
don't need
want
to know.
I
You
don't need to know. It's not my business. It's not my business in a fun way with so much of the things that you've all seen me gossip about. But no, this is literally no one's business but yours and the
Yes.
person that's there to help you. And we want you to be happy so that we don't feel guilty about the other things we gossip about, basically.
So, to that,
It's a really shallow way of looking at it, but it's funny.
to that effect, yes, and we are shallow, and we do love our gossip. But, thanks, MJ. Thanks a lot.
That's what I'm here for. I just erased your mind. I know.
I know. No, seriously, that mind eraser erased my mind, and MJ's erasing my mind. But to that effect, we are just so grateful that we can actually come out here and talk about these kind of issues, and hopefully the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL, every single professional sports avenue takes a step and actually provides this kind of resource for their athletes, for their employees.
Really,
this is
for your employees.
This step needs to be taken.
For honestly, you probably have coaches and trainers that need the anxiety as well, or whatever else.
I was just gonna say, you could actually get your coaches and your players so much more. They're actually, if you have ever watched Billions.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so this show is phenomenal. Other than the acting, other than all of that put aside, it is awesome. They actually have a shrink on the show / for the company to help out these people who are traders. So if they can do it, fucking NBA, NHL, NFL, you can do it. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah, Kevin Love, thank you for starting this conversation, or at least bringing it more into light.
And we didn't even get into the fact that Ron Artest,
We could
DeMar
talk about this
DeRozan,
all
it's,
day.
you know, it's a topic.
And
Yeah, it's a
hopefully
topic.
we're still talking about it in
Yeah.
a week, and we can talk about it even more. It's a good one.
On the sports bar.
With MJ and Ji Hae.
Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Keep drinking those mind erasers. I swear they will erase your mind, but in a good way.
These are not.
In a good way.
These are not the players you're looking for. These are not the hosts you're looking for.